another one of these, and I don't quite know what I'm going to do again. I never do, you know. I don't know why I bother even saying it. I never know what I'm going to do. So I'm going to give it a whiz, see what comes out. Bit of colour, bit of greyscale, I reckon. Got a slight idea, but not much. Could go horribly wrong, but you know, one has to take the gamble, right? So off we go. Let's see what comes out. There we go. So I've done a very, very simple, straightforward piece here. I've done some big, chunky letters down the side here. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a little cityscape there. And I'm going to do, the idea is I'm going to do this very colourful down there. And then this is all going to be monochromatic grayscale. We'll see how it goes. So there we go, guys. I've thought of this idea. I was lying in bed the other day thinking, oh yeah, I know what I could do, yeah. So the idea is, you know, all this is lovely colour, you know, graph is lovely and colourful in a very mundane and grey world. You get it, you get it. I'm explaining stuff I don't need to explain, right? For this, I used, for these ones, I used style file brush markers, neutral greys. It's really, really good for this sort of stuff. I often forget that I've got them because I use hard tip markers so much that I forget I've got them, but they're really, really good for this kind of thing. Brush markers, really, really good. And yeah, one more thing I want to say actually is, so I work with these Staedtler pigment liners, different sizes. There's a 0.3. I forgot to put a little thingy on there. There you go. Nice, lovely. So yeah, I use these. And what I would say is this. I don't know if you can see how scratchy this is. I really love the work of people like Sean Murphy, who's if you don't know who Sean Murphy is, he's a comic artist, and he does very fine, scratchy pen work and beautiful detail. He did things like Tokyo Ghost and Low, and what else has he done? Batman, White Knight. You know, really, really brilliant stuff. He's such a skilled illustrator. I love his work. And what I find is, when I work with these fine liners, they're great when they're brand new and everything, but you get a very consistent line, which is good, right? that's good to get a very consistent line. But when it starts to break up a little bit, like this nib is now breaking up a little bit, and what you get is you get an inconsistent line, and sometimes that can be very pleasing. As an illustrator who's trying to, if you're trying to sort of not do everything a bit perfect and do everything a bit with a bit of imperfection and all that, you know, you can see my lines are not perfect. They're far from it. I don't like perfect lines. I've tried to come away from perfect lines. If I'm doing something graphic, like these letters here, the lines need to be pretty perfect, or as graphic and perfect as I can get them, you know, nice straight lines. But if I'm doing this sort of illustrated stuff, you don't want my lines to be perfect. You want them to be a bit ragged, a bit scratchy, a bit all over the place. It adds character, you know, adds a lot of character. Look at them buildings I've done in the back there. They're not particularly accurate or anything, but you know what they are. Just gives the whole thing depth, you know. Anyway, that's my thought for the day. Don't worry if your pen is breaking up. You can make the best of it, and actually sometimes it works out really, really nicely. You know, if you look at the work of Paco Sanchez or Ombre, or those sorts of guys, they do really beautiful, like, perfection line, everything. But interestingly, if you look at the work that someone like Ombre does on the wall, when he does his characters, he does tattoos on his characters sometimes, and he does them with stencil caps or very, you know, bunged up, tight little caps that do ridiculously thin lines, and it's all very spitty and everything, and you know, it looks brilliant. It looks amazing, is what I'm saying. It looks absolutely incredible, and he's not getting all tied up with. I'm just noting this bit. That's a bit ragged down there. See, I start to see the imperfections now. He doesn't get tied up on the details, you know. He doesn't get all hung up on it. He sort of embraces it a little bit, which is what I'd recommend you to do. Just, you know, work with what you've got, embrace the mess. You can come up with something really nice. So anyway, there you go, guys. Another one of them for you.